We're glad you joined us here in this time and place. We're going to take a look very quickly in the mind training of this Course in Miracles at lesson 159, which says very simply, you can receive all the miracles that you want to, but until you give them away, it will be impossible for you to recognize them. Is that all right with you? Okay. This, for those of you who have never seen one of these teachers of God who are out representing the new visions that they have found, this is A Course in Miracles from the Savior of this world, Jesus, directing you and affirming to you the method by which you return to heaven. All right? It's a mind training, all right, that on a continuing basis is going to show you a complete alternative to who you thought you were. And that in the certainty that the continuity of the entirety of space-time was not destroyed by your determination to limit the factoring of your self-existence to the idea that you were a body and that you must suffer and die in this little continuum. It's simply not true, and I am a representative of one of the teachers, a bet with a very certain knowledge through revelation of who I am that I'm offering to you with the certainty that in a literal sense I am you. It's impossible that I am offering you anything within this continuum of time that you don't already know. And that's what lesson 158 said. It said very simply that we're back in time together, sharing in a moment's, let's use the word hallucination. Is dream better to you? Would you rather dream or would you rather hallucinate? Either one, the factoring of the form of your conceptual association that represents the disarray of your separate minds is not going to prevail much longer, very simply because you're getting sick and tired of being unable to find a solution to your purpose for being here, except in a continuous need to get old and sick and die and all the other means by which you've identified what you thought was reality. Now you're in the right square in the middle of this mind training where these alternatives are becoming more and more obvious to you, very simply because what? You're having the experience. Do you see that? So this is going to be an experience, and this is A Course in Miracles, in which you're able to see that the miracle that you're experiencing must be shared very simply because the world that you see out there is actually only contained within your own mind. We're going to go back and review lesson 158 just for a moment. The lesson that said, I have learned that I must give what I receive. And then we'll talk about it in this lesson 159 that says you are representing the certainty of your own miracle-mindedness. Listen. What has been given you? The knowledge that you are a mind, in mind and purely mind, sinless forever, wholly unafraid, because you were created out of love. Nor have you left your source, remaining as you were created. This was given you as knowledge which you cannot lose. It was given as well to every living thing, for by that knowledge only does it live. You have received all this. No one who walks the world but has received it. It is not this knowledge which you give, for that is what creation gave. All this cannot be learned. What then are you to learn to give today? Our lesson yesterday, the one that we just looked at together, evoked a theme found early in the text. Experience cannot be shared directly in the way that vision can. The revelation that the Father and the Son are one will come in time to every mind. Yet is that time determined by the mind itself, not taught. Can you hear this? Listen, the time is set already. It appears to be quite arbitrary, yet there is no step along the road that anyone takes but by chance. Why? It has already been taken by him, although he has not yet embarked on it. For time but seems to go in one direction. We but undertake a journey that is over. yet it seems to have a future still unknown to us. Time is a trick, a sleight of hand, a vast illusion in which figures come and go as if by magic. Yet there is a plan behind appearances that does not change. Listen, the script is written. When experience will come to end your doubting has been said. For we but see the journey from the point at which it ended, looking back on it, imagining we make it once again, reviewing mentally what has gone by. So this radiance that you're beginning to experience in this mind training has become very evident to you, and it's not possible that it will not become evident to the world. Okay, now there's going to be some initial resistance to that, isn't there? You remember those who bring the dark with them are retaining memory factors within their own limitations of body that define them as separate from you. Your new discovery of a continuum of space-time, a miracle is what it would have to be called, because it cannot be identified within your space-time mind. So it is a miracle, isn't it? It's an instant of the realization of yourself, and you intend to take it out and share it with the world. I need to have you look fundamentally with me at the teachings of my Savior Jesus. The fundamental teachings of all resurrected minds, those who realize a complete alternative, will always be that you have to give it away to keep it. You want to share this with me? The idea that you have it cannot exclude the idea that you will give it away. Certainly this is an indication of where you find yourself within your own conceptual idea of possession, because somewhere within your conceptual identity of yourself, you must believe that you must possess it before you can give it. Okay, and in that idea lies your fundamental notion of separation. Okay, and we're going to pursue it in this lesson just a little bit. But I'd like to get, just for a moment, you out of the factoring that I'm actually concerned about what your conceptual, possessive ideas about yourself are. Will you share this with me? I have no concern about the aggregation of thought forms that you possess in order to identify yourself within your own space-time limitation. Certainly you're going to project them from your mind sufficiently to share what you possess with other limitations that possess separately from you, so you can share separate locations within time, okay, that express the bondage of your self-existence. Will you try something with me? Shall we try this, a little mind training? Say to me, God only gives. Yes. God, universal mind, everything that you could ever be only gives. Okay. What is the action of that giving? His creations. Who are his creations? You. Who are you? The action of eternal giving. Now, if you hold on to yourself with an identity of space-time, it will be impossible for you to see a moment of miracle where you share in what you have been given by the eternal source of reality. There's a sentence that I'm going to give you. This is all, incidentally, from Sermon on the Mount. The idea that you should give to your brother everything that you have. The idea that you should walk the extra mile. The idea that you should love your enemy are all part of this mind procedure, very simply because in reality there is nothing outside of your mind. That can be expressed as what I met, I will be measured. As I give, it will come around, and I'm going to get the results of my own mind. And of course, that's true. I want to express my certainty that in the light of our new relationship based on the practice of this Course in Miracles, if you will vacate your conceptual association with yourself at any given moment, available to you will be a complete alternative. This, of course, will be an act of forgiveness. This, of course, will be the idea that you can momentarily lay down those defenses. Okay. This, of course, will be the certainty that the only way you can really know that you have is by giving.